Well, hello and welcome everybody. Randy Replay back at it again. It is time for Minnesota Vikings football, the 2022-2023 campaign. Welcome in. Preseason week 1 is here, the best time of the year. And we're going to go over everything Minnesota Vikings football prior to kickoff here from Allegiant Stadium. As we take a look at this roster, we will take a look at every position and we'll see who is on your 2022-2023 version of the Minnesota Vikings. At quarterback, we got Kirk Cousins, we got Nick Mullins, and then Kyle Sloter returns, signed just this week. Running back, we got Dalvin Cook, and Alexander Madison was traded away. We'll get into all that as well prior to kickoff. Kenny Nwangwu and Ty Chandler. Fullback, CJ Ham. Wide receiver looks a little bit different. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Jerry Jeudy comes over by way of Broncos in the form of a trade. KJ Osborne and Jalen Naylor makes the cut for now. Tight end, we got TJ Hawkinson, Johnny Munt, Ben Ellefson, and then Andrew DePaula. Christian Darrisaw anchors down the left side of this tackle for the offensive line. Veridian Lowe and Blake Brandel, or Brandel, however you want to say it. Ezra Cleveland will be the lone left guard. Center, we got Garrett Bradbury, Matt Paradis, or Paradis, however you want to say it. Oh, Randy, why do they have two centers? You'll find out here in just a second. And then Austin Schlotman, or Schlotman, either way. Ed Ingram will anchor down the right guard position. Rookie, mind you. Chris Reed will back him up. And then for right tackle, we got Oli Udo. But that name we mentioned earlier, Matt Paradis, will be playing right guard. So that is why he is here. Of course, Brian O'Neill traded away. We got a first-round pick next year and a third this year. And a defensive tackle, which we will name momentarily. DJ Wanham will anchor down the left end position. Jonathan Bullard and Asezi Otamawa will back him up. Right end is Daniil Hunter. And then Kairos Tonga. Or Kiris Tonga, however you want to announce that or pronounce that. Harrison Phillips moves from left end to defensive tackle. Minnesota is deploying a 4-3-3-4. So a multiple defense here this season, giving a little bit more disguise and not so much trickery, but a little bit more make the offense guess on the defensive side of the ball. Dalvin Tomlinson will back him up, and then Greg Gaines came over by way of that Brian O'Neill trade from Los Angeles Rams of Anaheim. Ross Blacklock and then James Lynch will round out the defensive tackle room. In a 4-3, you need to keep at least two and then two backups. So Blacklock or Lynch will be either traded, cut, or added to the practice squad here this season. So Kevin O'Connell, first-time head coach, rookie head coach, you could say, is going to keep his eye on that battle as well. Left outside linebacker, it belongs to Jordan Hicks and Luigi Villian, however you want to pronounce that. It's up to you. Eric Hendricks, middle linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And then Troy Dye, who Randy Replay is obviously very big on. Don't really have the personnel for a 3-4 in terms of middle linebackers, but we will deal with what we got. We got some pieces to move around as we take a look at the right outside linebacker. It is Zadarius, Patrick Jones, Kenny Wilkes, and William Kawenku. Hopefully I said that right. Either way, there you go. Cornerback room is stacked. Look for this to kind of be the focus of the cuts or the adding to the practice squad here. We got Patrick Peterson. Carlton Davis comes over from the Bucks. Cameron Dantzler, Andrew Boo Jr., Duke Shelley comes over by way of Chicago Town. Caleb Evans, and then Kalen Barnes, who is the sole punt returner for the Minnesota Vikings in terms of the preseason. Free safety, Lewis Seen, Cameron Bynum, Chris Boyd. Strong safety, Harrison Smith, Josh Metellus, and Theo Jackson. Of course, our kicker is Greg Joseph. Punter, rookie big man Ryan Wright, 6'3", 245, and a legged boot with a 94 out of 100 kick power rated by the NFL. Draft picks, after all the trades, Minnesota now owns a round 1, 2 round 2s, 2 round 3s, a round 4, 2 round 5s, 3 round 6s. Oh, that's kind of evil, but you know, it is what it is. 2023 round 7, and then next year we have 2 number 1s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So pending any weirdness, that is what Minnesota will roll into next season with. The teams that we will be following this season are as follows, and I quote, of course, we have your Minnesota Vikings here on the SSN. We got the San Francisco 49ers. We got the Baltimore Ravens. And we got the Kansas City Chiefs playing out of Arrowhead Stadium. So there you go. 4 teams this year that we will be following. And then, of course, if we take a look at the league transactions, it was a blunder or a blender, however you want to look at it. There's a lot to go over, so we're just going to take some of the highlights out of here. So Kyle Juszczyk goes to the Steelers for George Pickens. Holy moly. Round 7, round 4, round 2, and Juszczyk. Oh boy. The Ravens will make a trade here. Greg Rousseau for a round 1 and a round 6. And there you go. The Buccaneers. There's the Chandon Sullivan trade where we got a round 2 for this year and a round 3 for this year off of Chandon Sullivan, the former Packer. So kind of finessing, low key finessing. It's kind of like a kneecap pop to the Buccaneers this offseason prior to the start of this season. Andy Janovich was waived. Oh, signed, sorry. 1 year, $2.15 million deal. So Janovich will succeed, excuse me, Juszczyk there at the fullback position. Vikings move Chris Boyd to free safety and changes his number around. The Bills traded number 1 pick for Michael Pittman Jr. They also give up a 3 and a 2. So a number 1 and Michael Pittman for a 2 and a 3. We'll just kind of go over these real quick. Matt Paradis was signed. And then the trade with Brian O'Neill, we get a round 1 and a round 3. And Greg Gaines. So the number 1 was next year. Number 3 this year for Brian O'Neill, who really can't really stay healthy. And we figured out somebody to anchor down that right tackle position. It will be a focal point in the draft. Maybe we'll even use that number 1 pick next year to draft his replacement. Who knows? Again, I just speculate and report here. Jerry Jeudy was traded for Brian Bulaga in round 7. We get Jerry Jeudy. Ravens trade Josh Uche, and they'll give up Stephen Means a round 2 and a round 3. So welcome to the land of the birds, Josh Uche. Carlton Davis. So we give up Irv Smith, and we get Carlton Davis straight up. So there you go. Not a bad trade there. The Commanders, like we said, kneecap killing the Buccaneers. Not a bad trade. And then we already have TJ Hawkinson and Johnny Muntz, so I'm fine with it. But then again, I just speculate. Cole Beasley and AJ Green to the Commanders for a number 1 round pick. So the 49ers getting some draft capital. I do believe that's the one they traded earlier in the... I mean, there is a lot to go over here. Either way, number 1 round pick. Chase Young to the 49ers. I do believe that's part of that trade as well. So Cole Beasley, AJ Green, and a number 1 pick for Chase Young. Holy cow. So Elijah Mitchell goes to the Bills for Jared Maiden. Oh my goodness, there are so many trades here with the 49ers. Taron Johnson to the 49ers. Cole Beasley traded for Chase Young. Part of that deal. Anthony Brown released by the Ravens. Jimmy Garoppolo traded to the Colts for Michael Pittman Jr. A round 2 and a round 1. Go to the Chargers for Trent Williams, or go to the 49ers for Trent Williams. So Trent Williams is now a Charger. That was the big one. Of course, one of the best, well, the best left tackle rated by the NFL. Odell Beckham Jr. traded to the Lions, so we got to deal with him twice a year. But Amon-Ra St. Brown will leave the division. So it's a sign and move deal. So straight up, Odell for Amon-Ra. Not a bad trade. Much to the chagrin of the SSM broadcast announcer. Ed Oliver goes to the 49ers. Damar Hamlin goes to the 49ers. And then 49ers trade to Sean Gibson. I mean, the 49ers are just littering this this early season trades. They're just getting so much capital, so many players. And then the Bills, of course, we trade Alexander Madison, no longer part of the team. This is the last one that I'm going to cover. Alexander Madison goes to the Bills for round 3 and round 4 this year. So hopefully within one of those two, we can hit on a replacement. But hopefully he will have a good career. We wish him the best. Randy has always said he could start on 75% of the league in terms of starting running back. And then we trade Olabisi Johnson for a 6 and a 7. And then, of course, the Jalen Reagor trade, we trade him for a 6 and a 7 this year as well. So Minnesota gearing up for that Jerry Jeudy trade. We will get rid of Olabisi Johnson to the Steelers. Jalen Reagor will go to the Rams. And then, of course, the 49ers will trade Trey Lance and Aaron Banks for Trevor Lawrence. So there you go. They sign A.J. Bouye to a 1-year, $3.75 million deal. I swear we're almost done. Kyle Sloter comes back home. Kyle Long signed. Darrell Williams. Well, the 49ers are either on something or they're on to something. And then one of the most shocking moves this offseason, Andy Reid has been fired and DK Knox has been signed. So a new head coach, hence the reason we will follow the Chiefs. And we're finally done here. The rest is just little moves made by Minnesota. So Andy Reid, free agent head coach, here in the early goings. We are just about ready for kickoff. We will send it down to Las Vegas town. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you at kickoff. Well, hello and welcome everybody. Allegiant Stadium. As we see the head coach of the Raiders walking onto the field. We'll play host to Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. There he is, JJ. A little bit more of a household name than Kirk Cousins. There's a couple members of the defense. Derek Carr out there as well. So for Minnesota, and then of course we have to figure out a way to contain Devontae Adams. So for Minnesota, starters are only going to get 1 or 2 drives. Kevin O'Connell doesn't really like to play starters in the preseason, as alluded to by his time at the Rams. And then in his welcome press conference, he said expect 1 to 2 drives from the starters. For the Raiders, it's all about containing JJ. It's preseason. It doesn't really matter. All these stats are going to be wiped away. You just come out of here without any injuries. You'll be just fine. And utilizing Devontae Adams. For Minnesota, going back to the 4-3 after announcing they're going to go to the 3-4. I don't know. Maybe you're throwing teams for a loop. Who knows? Either way, it's all about being solid on the defensive side of the ball, containing Devontae and Derek Carr. You got Josh Jacobs to worry about. My goodness. So we'll see what they can do. One of the worst ranked defense in 2021-2022. Coming into 2022-2023, Kevin O'Connell looking to change the culture with Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. And it looks like we're just about ready for kickoff. 2022-2023 preseason is boom underway as Greg Joseph will kick this thing for a touchback. My goodness. So here we go. Derek Carr coming onto the field. Leading out Raider Nation. Here is measurables. Of course, as we get into the main season, regular season, these will be filled in with stats. Oh boy, Minnesota won the toss, has elected to defer, and we will see what shakes loose here. As you can see, some of the early game, the gosh darn Jets take care of the scumbag Eagles, 35-28. Minnesota 4-3 base against the near formation. It is a handoff to Jacobs. He just gets lit up by Kendricks and Smith. Run to the right 10 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and inches. So talked about it in the pregame. You gotta contain Josh Jacobs. He will get you. So we'll see what we want to do here. Big bunch set. It is a play action. Carr throws middle, caught. Couple missed tackles, and actually Lewis Seam looks like he tripped into the wide receiver there. Or Josh Jacobs, the running back, my apologies. Missed tackle by Harrison Smith. And you're going to see that here in the preseason. It is getting everything correct and making sure you know what you have. So Derek Carr will be under center for this first down, and Jordan Hicks takes a bad angle. It is a pass to, I do believe that's Hunter Renfro, but a bad angle by Jordan Hicks. He got fooled, Moreau rather, sorry. He got fooled by the play action. And my goodness. So here we go. Derek Carr from the gun gets the snap, looks left, he'll throw left, and a little bit of overcommitment there by Jordan Hicks, and Minnesota's just missing tackles. I mean, Jordan Hicks had a good angle. He just missed the ball. And Josh Jacobs will pick up his 2nd catch of the game. Look at this. Just missed it. Oh. And then Lewis Sean, of course, taking the bad angle. So we'll see what Minnesota wants to do here. Defensively. Again, they're 4-3 base against the I formation of the Raiders. And it's a wrap-up tackle here. Nice little gain of 4 by Jacobs. And Minnesota's kind of almost backing on their heels here. Got to see some blitzes coming through. And Jacobs run to the right side. Big hit put on by Harrison Smith, but not before he gets down to the 7-yard line. Oh boy. So now within the red zone. Not the best defense last year for Minnesota. Under the Zimmer tutelage. There's another run to Jacobs. He will be brought down by a host of Vikings. That's actually Amir Abdullah, sorry. And that will be Tomlinson and Hicks bringing him down. A toss. Another tackle recorded by Zadarius Bolden with a loss of 1. That will bring up 3rd and goal now, Minnesota. We'll see what they do here. Carr from the gun, Jacobs to his right. Motions, Devontae Adams in motion. Gets the snap. Throws wide open. Hunter Renfro found the soft spot in the zone, and the Raiders will strike first. Just wide open, splits the defense like the Red Sea. Goes down on the A logo, my goodness. So there you have it. That is how the first drive of this game will go. Hunter Renfro, 7-8-yard pass from Derek Carr. Snap spot kick. It's good. Raiders lead 7-0. It is preseason, but a prolonged drive here. 9 plays, 74 yards. Always good to have in the stat column. So there you go. Wangwu, who has 2 career touchdown runbacks. Looking for his 3rd. Nope, he'll get a good return, though, up to the 27. That's where Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings offense will take the field. We'll take a look at his measurables here. As I take a sip of the coffee provided to me by Allegiant Stadium. It's very, very tasty. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to see what we have on this roster. Again, starters for Minnesota only getting 1 or 2 drives depending on how it goes. Definitely don't want to keep them in there for too long. And we'll see what the 2022-2023 Vikings looks like. Kirk Cousins gets the snap. Throws out of a sack. Took a little bit to develop. And it's intended for Jerry Jeudy, newly signed wide receiver. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Kirk Cousins changing the play at the line. Gets the snap. Throws again out of a sack. Oh boy. So the middle of this offensive line, as Derek Carr wants everybody to get up, the middle of this offensive line is just bleeding the first couple snaps here. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for Minnesota. So big 3rd down for Kirk Cousins. Gets the snap out of the gun. Throws. Caught Judy. Judy across the middle, 1st down. So Jerry Jeudy making an immediate impact. Kirk Cousins 1 for 3, 16 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 1st down Minnesota. And he's so fast. You put a linebacker on him, that's the result you're going to get. Not to quote the, oh boy, ever changing Richard Sherman there. So Cousins out of the gun, he'll turn. Dalvin Cook gets his first carry of the preseason. It goes for 10. They're going to call him short throw. So they call him short. We'll bring up 2nd and inches. So he gets 10. Yeah, no 1st down. Maybe a bad spot there, but gives it to Cook again. He will get the 1st down. And he has 13 yards in his first couple carries in this campaign. So here we go. Cousins yet to target JJ. Gets the snap. It is a play action. Throws left to Hawkinson. He'll get about 3 or 4. They'll give him 4. And we'll do it again. So we'll see what Minnesota's identity is. As now Dalvin Cook will go out as a wide receiver, wide right. Kirk Cousins standing in the lone setback. Throw middle. Caught Thielen. He's brought down by his face mask, it appears. No flag. Adam Thielen taking the big hit and holding on. Okay, no face mask. It looked a little bit worse on the live action camera. My goodness. Looked like he caught him in a sling blade. Either way, Kirk Cousins will retreat to the shotgun for this 1st and 10 from the 34. Tries to get him to jump. Not going to work. Turns, gives to Dalvin. Oh, tough running for Dalvin here. And Derek Carr will once again ask for Raider Nation to stand up. Oh boy. Well, it is what it is. So a lot of shotgun formations here for Minnesota early going. Cousins points out to the left, gets the snap. Throws for Jeudy down to the 5. And it is an immediate. He hits a Kobe. It is an immediate contribution from Jerry Jeudy as he gets down to the 5. Kirk Cousins steps up into the pocket. He sees, oh my goodness. And not only Jerry Jeudy, but what about that throw from Cousins? Excuse me. So now Minnesota from the red zone inside the, 5. Kirk Cousins having a little burping contest here with myself, Randy Replay, as Kirk Cousins from the gun gets the snap. It's a little pitch out to Dalvin, down to the 1. No, they're going to mark him down at the 2. So this really weird wheel route by Dalvin. Look at that pursuit speed. My goodness, almost 20 miles an hour. I mean, you really didn't have another option. Jerry Jeudy was maybe open in the early goings to that route, but design play was to go to Dalvin, and he almost went for 6. And now we'll see what they want to do first. 2nd and goal, rather, from the 2. So a lot of shotgun play from Kirk Cousins here today. Trying to get him to jump. Not going to work. Give us to Dalvin. He will. Oh, I don't know about that. We're going to go back into the SSN replay. I do believe he crossed the plane here. Ooh, oh, the ball was behind him. Good spot by the official. We're down at the 1. So 3rd and goal from the 1. You got one of the best running backs in the NFL. Who's going to win this one? Single back set. Trying to get him to jump again. Not going to work. Dalvin gets into the end zone just barely. Stretches that ball across. And Minnesota will tie. What's he doing? Putting on gloves. And he puts on a mask. Oh boy, COVID running rampant here in Las Vegas town, I guess. And he wants to be safe, but he will not keep him out of the end zone as that ball just crossed. My goodness. So Greg Joseph on for the extra point just to tie the game. Snap, spot, kick. Angles to the right, but it's good. So a 7-7 after a 12-play, 73-yard drive by the starter, capped off by a Dalvin Cook touchdown. The pregame, you got to come out of these games healthy. So here we go. Carr from the gun. Gets the snap. Looks over his options. He throws right. And it is picked off by Patrick Peterson, but he will be out of bounds. Nevertheless, will force a 3-and-out. So Minnesota, their first 3-and-out here comes at 5:38 left to go here in the first quarter. And David Tomlinson almost got there. The pressure forced the bad throw. And Minnesota will come out. Looks like they're sending out Kirk Cousins for the second drive. 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4, Minnesota from the gun. Gets the snap. Throws left to Cook. He will not get the first down. He will not get the first down. He was right there. Well, it depends on the spot, I guess. Just a tad short. Now Minnesota, another decision to make. We're going to take a look at what else, really quick, what else Kirk could have went to. I mean, he had Jerry Jeudy, a possible target right here, kind of finding a spot in the zone. That's about it. Adam Thielen got covered later in the route. So a good decision, just didn't convert. And Kevin O'Connell wants to keep him out there. 4th and 1. High formation deployed, so it's preseason. You might as well. Kirk Cousins talking to the right side of the offensive line. It is a turn. It is a give to CJ, and CJ will get it. I mean, if this was regular season, you have to believe they'd go for the points, but here in the preseason, you have to know what this fourth down offense is going to look like. And so far, so good. 1 for 1. 8 run plays, 12 pass plays for Minnesota thus far. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Single back set. Run goes to Dalvin. He will force his way, carry a defender 3 yards. We're going to find out. 3rd and 3. Already went for it once on 4th down this drive. A lot of motion for Cook early as he motions left. Slot left wide receiver. Cousins from the gun. Gets the snap. Throws left. Wide open Dalvin. And he stays on his feet. He'll gain half a yard after the initial tackle was missed. Put him down at the 13, and Kirk Cousins. Another pass to Dalvin. So it's very, very apparent what they want Dalvin to do in this offense. And after the spin move here, just a little bit more yardage gained. And so Minnesota. A lot of shotgun formations in this offense. Cousins from the gun here. Gets the snap. Throws. JJ caught. We get a gritty. And Justin Jefferson will score here for the Vikings. And there's the gritty. He'll shovel upwards. And you got him. So Kirk Cousins throws 1 touchdown. Now has over 100 yards for the day. You got to believe that's going to be it for the starters on offense, as 2 drives, 2 scores. Greg Joseph to make it 14-7 here in this one. Snap spot kick, angles right, but it's good. And they'll drop DJ Wanham in a 3-4 defense into coverage. Throws down the field, batted away. Cam Dantzler kind of hit the ribs of Devontae Adams. Minnesota will deploy their 3-4, or their 4-3, sorry. Hit the rib cage of Devontae. That allowed for the incompletion. So a throw, right side, that is wide open. Missed tackles by Vikings, oh boy. And Greg Gaines, newly acquired defensive tackle, is in there for this 1st and goal, and it is a touchdown by Amir Abdullah Oblongata. Spent some time with Minnesota here, and he'll score against his former team. Oh boy. Untouched into the end zone. So here we go. Point after to tie the game. kick is away. It is good. Caleb Evans was our rusher there. Didn't get there. So a 7-play, 75-yard drive ends in a touchdown. Nick Mullins will take over for Minnesota. And then, of course, Kyle Sloter will go in after him. Ty Chandler will be the running back. So Minnesota deploying Johnny Munt and Kenny Wangwu as wide receivers. It will be Ty Chandler. Gets a couple yards there. Tough earned yards. And here's the draft class. A lot of these guys here playing now have come by way of the draft for Minnesota. So we'll see what Nick Mullins can do with this 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun. Gets the snap. Throws, caught by Jalen Naylor. And it's very apparent that Minnesota has to sign a couple wide receivers just to shore up that you're not using Kenny Wangwu as a wide receiver here. Nick Mullins from the gun gets the snap. Throws middle, caught KJ Osborne, who is the 4th man. Now in the second half, he will be starting. So KJ Osborne will convert the down. 1st and 10. DeBallo on the tackle. So here we go. Minnesota from single back set. Give us to Wangwu. Wangwu, the speed back on this roster. He will get up to the 50. They'll mark him down at the 49. Wangwu doesn't agree with the snap, but he'll signal first down. So 13 yards from Kenny, and Minnesota will come back out here in the single back set. Mullins will get the snap. Throws left, caught Johnny Munt. There is a flag. I do believe this is going to be roughing the passer. We'll see. Yes. Nick Mullins took a shot, and the first flag comes at 12:24. Of the second half. So still fresh set of downs, 12:19 left to go. Minnesota will get the ball back, and Wangwu kind of cuts, makes a double cut. He'll get a couple yards out of nothing. So there you go. Kenny Wangwu making it happen. Nick Mullins, a lot of shotgun in this new playbook for Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell bringing it over. Mullins gets the snap, short throw across the middle, caught Johnny Munt, another guy to come over from Los Angeles. So 3rd and 1 from the gun. Nick Mullins. Chandler to his left, gets the snap, gives it to the aforementioned Chandler, who cuts back to the middle, and he will get, oh my goodness, he gets a healthy push from Minnesota. And that is a big gain for the first down. 10 yards. Needed 1, he got 10. So now what do you do if you're Minnesota? Nick Mullins, empty setback, hits the snap, throws! Incomplete, went up for it, did Brett Ellefson. Not able to come down for it. You take your shot, first down. I like the play call. And this will bring up 2nd down. So here we go. Nick Mullins patting his right buttock. Gets the weird snap. Throws middle. Caught KJ down to the 2. First down, Minnesota. 1st and goal. So Mullins, kind of a dangerous throw, but the defender had his back to the ball. You can't do that. That would have been picked. My goodness. So here we go. Minnesota defense going over what they need to do here as Minnesota's knocking on the door. 14-14, 10:37 left to go. 1st and goal. Wangwu will walk in, and he's calling his teammates over. What are they doing? What? Is it a tug of war match? What is happening? Anyway, a weird celebration as Wangwu will score his first NFL touchdown, albeit in the preseason. And Oli Udoh, look at that, went up to the 2nd level to throw the block. I mean, our right tackle position, as Greg Joseph comes on for the extra point, our right tackle position is not, sneaks in right side. 21-14 Minnesota, 10:35 left to go. Another double-digit play drive, 10-play drive. Either way, but my goodness, you gotta pick that. So Stidham from the gun gets the snap. Looks over his options. He throws deep. And Andrew Booth Jr. will get the first pick of the Vikings preseason. So Andrew Booth Jr., the rookie, gets his first pick in the NFL, albeit in the preseason, after a bad throw. Jared Stidham was pressured, and he just throws it right to him. It is a toss ball. So Andrew Booth Jr. starts off his preseason in a big way. 33-yard attempt. Right hash. Greg Joseph. Snap spot kick. Kick is good. So 24-14. Minnesota grabs a 10-point lead here in the preseason. Either way, here we go. It'll be a throw. Left side caught. It's a fumble, and Cam Dantzler will pick it up. Cam Dantzler down to the 2. Oh, they're going to mark him down at the 1. So a fumble caused, I do believe that was Theo Jackson that jarred the ball loose. So a throw left, 360 no scope. And no, that's Patrick Jones. So Patrick Jones will cause the fumble, and Minnesota will come out. Very, very good field position here on this one. Nick Mullins I formation. It is a play action, wide open CJ Ham for the touchdown, and he will spike it. So the fullback getting involved here. Nick Mullins will throw a touchdown, and CJ Ham wide open. Wowzers. Bam! There you have it. So Minnesota grabbing a lead here. This to make it 31-14 against the Raiders. There's the kick. It is good. So 31-14, 1 play, 1 yard drive, 6 yards, and Caleb Evans looking for a block. Daniel Carlson, former Viking. And he almost got there. Oh my God, Caleb Evans. Either way, it's good. 31-17 now with Caleb Evans just missing. Oh my goodness. Starter. So we'll see what they want to do here. 1st and 10 from the 41. Nick Mullins gets the snap. Tries to float it over the defender. Not going to work. It's picked. And Nick Mullins will throw the first Vikings interception. And DeBala will get his first. Oh boy. From the gun, Amir Abdullah to his right. And he's under pressure, and Kenny Wilkes will get the sack. And Minnesota 3rd and 19 now, defensively. See what they want to do. And it's a run play. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way he gets this. My heavens. So Brandon Bolden. Oh my heavens. Weaves through the players. Oh man. And Brandon Bolden will make it a 31-23 game, 24 pending the kick, which is good by Daniel Carlson. 17 seconds left now. So don't call it a comeback, but Minnesota's kind of got some pressure put on him here to do things right defensively. This one returnable. Jalen Naylor, good strategy. And he'll just go down at the 25. So Minnesota, see what they want to do. 13 seconds, you're not going to do much. Mullins looking to play it. And it's tipped. So you take one shot. Hopefully get within range of Greg Joseph. They did not. There's Wangwu with the carry. He'll get a couple yards, and that should just about do it. Yeah, for the first half. So there you go. 31-24 your score at the half now. 3rd and 4th stringers will be coming in here. Other side of the break. And we got a new quarterback. Well, not really new. He's returning. It's Kyle Sloter. Played with the Vikings in the past. And we'll see what Sloter has in store for the Raiders here as the third quarter gets started. Sloter from the gun. Gets the snap, gives it to Ty Chandler, who's just going to go nowhere. They lose a yard. My goodness. So the Minnesota Vikings have three tight ends and a wide receiver here. Sloter from the gun gets the weird snap. Throws, and it's caught. Caught by DePaula. My goodness. And DePaula split the defense. And a very, very dangerous throw by Sloter, but Kevin O'Connell looks up from the iPad or the Surface pad. Oh my goodness, don't call it that. Looking up from the Surface tablet, and DePaula with catch of the game so far. Ty Chandler gonna go nowhere. My goodness. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Minnesota. Not really doing anything in the run here in the second half. Sloter from the gun gets the snap, throws, and it is Brett Ellefson, or Ellefson rather. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Ben Ellefson, Ben, not Brett, Ben. I don't know where Brett's coming from, but it's Ben Ellefson. And Sloter will send Ty Chandler out to be a wide receiver, left side. Sloter gets the snap. Throws, dropped. Oh boy. It's going to bring in Ryan Wright, rookie punter. Oh boy. Try and angle this thing. And it is tipped down by Andrew Booth down there at the 3. That's where the Raiders are going to take over. So here we go. Minnesota brings the pressure, and he gets loose. Brought down from behind, Caleb Evans. But Jared Stidham will excuse me. Very dangerous bringing the house like that. My goodness. When they do it again, Minnesota gives up the big play. And oh boy. That goes for 6. Zamir White. So a 2-play, 97-yard drive. Uh-oh. They brought the house there. My goodness. So from 31-17 to 31-31 now here in the third quarter. Minnesota brings the pressure. It is a rollout and a big throw down the field. They give up the big one yet again. This one going for another touchdown. Keelan Cole and the Vikings are imploding here in the third quarter. They're bringing pressure. For all intents and purposes, a 3rd and 1 would be a good spot to do it, but you have to make sure you get there if you're going to do that. Oh boy. So this to make it 38-31 in Minnesota. At one point up 31-17. This will be 21 unanswered points by the Raiders. Oh my goodness. So a big 3rd and 11. It's the snap. Sloter's going to run for it, and he gets it with his legs. Kyle Sloter. 14 yards on a 3rd and 11. He needed it. And Kyle Sloter went to slide, it looked like, but he's brought down before he could. The defense likes what it sees. My heavens, let's go back. So Slaughter, look at that opening there. And look at Ty Chandler throwing the block. Oh my heavens, Ty Chandler. As Slaughter will get the first down. Giving Minnesota some life here in the third quarter. Chandler gets it again. He will get 3 on his 11th carry. So Slaughter from the gun gets the snap. Throws, batted. So 3rd and 7, Minnesota. Let's see what they want to do here. Kyle Slaughter from the gun gets the snap. Throws middle, cut. Not going to get the first down. DePaula. But it'll be 4th and 1. Minnesota going to keep the offense out there. Like we said, in the regular season, they normally wouldn't do this, but here in the preseason, why the hell not? Quick throw, caught, touchdown Vikings. And that'll be Jalen Naylor, the only wide receiver left. And touchdown Minnesota. Quick throw from Slaughter. And that will tie this game back up at 38 pending the kick. Ryan Wright to hold. Snap spot kick. It is away and it is good. DX. We are experiencing some technical difficulties here. Please bear with us. Throw right, left, rather, caught, touchdown. Oh boy. Oh boy. So Horsted will score again. I mean, they're just going down the field on us here. Man. Kick is away. It's good. 38-45. I mean, we still have a whole nother quarter to go here. Slaughter gets the snap. Got a man in the end zone. It's picked. He threw it too high. When he needs to throw it too high, he throws it low. And when he needs to throw it low, he throws it high. So that one floated on Slaughter. And it's a interception by Teamer Jr. Oh boy. First down conversion there for Jared Stidham, left side. And James Lynch will bull rush down and get another sack for the Minnesota Vikings defense. I mean, when we say bull rush, he just did not care about anything. And the ball just flew out of Jared Stidham's hand. So James Lynch will record his first sack of the preseason. It will be Asezi Otomawo and James Lynch, who got there late, forcing the incompletion, and here we go. Big third down for Minnesota. 3rd and 16. Big heave down the field. Chris Boyd is there. It's a catch. Oh, Nelly. Zamir White. And if you're Chris Boyd, I don't know how you play that any better. That's just bad luck. Jared Stidham throws it to the moon. And Chris Boyd had the underneath pressure, but he gave it up. Oh boy. The kick is good. 38-52 now. 1st and goal. See what Minnesota wants to do. Jared Stidham from the gun. Amir Abdullah to his left. Quick throw. Picked off Duke Shelley. Duke Shelley will return this thing 95 yards for a touchdown. And it is a pick 6 for the Vikings. He will wave goodbye to the defense. My goodness, Duke Shelley. And he's pouring the tea and drinking and taking a bow. My goodness, we've seen that before. But Duke Shelley, what an interception. And the wide receiver, the tight end number 80, just didn't expect that ball to come to him. which is weird because he scored on 2 touchdowns already in this one. So Greg Joseph to make it 52-45. Make it a little bit more interesting on paper, and it's good. So here we go. I formation for the Minnesota Vikings. CJ Ham will move left in the formation, and the give will go to Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler loose left side. Ty Chandler sheds a tackle and gets down to the 19. Ty Chandler with a big run. And he's doing a little shuffle on the sideline. It does stop the clock. Otherwise, I'd say, what are you doing? But Ty Chandler, you deserve it. Go get it. Shedding a tackle and taking a brunt hit. Ty Chandler. Will he be number 2? Only time will tell. So Kyle Sloter talks to the offensive line before receding into the shotgun for this snap. Turns, gives to Chandler. Chandler up the middle. Ty Chandler jukes his way to a first down, and Minnesota will go no huddle. So Kyle Sloter calling an audible at the line of scrimmage. Sloter from the gun. Gets the snap. Set up screen. Ty Chandler's got some blocking. He will have to break a tackle. He will not, but he'll get 4 yards on the screenplay. And that'll be from the 5. So Minnesota looking to tie it up here. Kyle Sloter from the gun gets the snap. Kyle Sloter running into the end zone. The play broke down right side. Kyle Sloter, touchdown. Oh, he kind of falls. Row the boat, Ski-U-Mah, Skull Vikings, go Gophers, or go Twins, however you want to look at it. That is a nod to Minnesota sports, in case you were wondering. And Kyle Sloter using his legs to get into the end zone. He was looking right side that whole play. We're going to go back to the SSN replay drone real quick. There isn't a wide receiver over here. This is 3 tight ends, guys. So right here, maybe he's looking for a pick play with Johnny Munt. But he kind of, you see, he kind of just goes to throw and holds onto the ball. So maybe this play broke down. Hence the reason why he took it himself. But either way, Kyle Sloter, first rushing touchdown of the preseason. Greg Joseph to tie this thing 52-all. The snap, the spot, the kick. Angles to the right a bit, but it's all good just off center. An 8-play, 76-yard drive capped off by a Kyle Sloter touchdown run. Led this team on one of the better drives in the second half. Is holding his head like, I got to go out there and do this again. And it's a touchdown run untouched by Brandon Bolden. Oh boy. So Brandon Bolden. Troy Dye had an angle. He just missed him. And Brandon Bolden will get into the end zone. Snap, spot, kick. And they go back up by 7. Tackle behind the line. Loss of a yard, and we do it again. So Sloter thinks he's got a man. He's caught by Ellefson past the 50. I mean, he had to really reach out for this thing. Can we take a look? Are we going to get a look? Of course not. We are the visiting team, so we'll have to do it ourselves. So while they get set, Kyle Sloter threw it up. Oh, fully extended catch by Ellefson. Good job. And we'll see what Minnesota wants to do with this 1st and 10. 3:33 left to go. Counting down here towards the end of this one. It'll be a setup screen. Ty Chandler just kind of falls over. And, oh boy. I'm going to bring up 2nd and 12. Second and 12, throws right side, caught Jalen Naylor, and he's shoved out of bounds. I do believe that will stop the clock. So Jalen Naylor, the only wide receiver left for the Vikings to use. And Kyle Sloter using his legs to get out of trouble there. Oh boy. Sloter from the gun gets the snap. Throw right for Ty Chandler, not going to be able to shed the tackle. They're going to go no huddle. They're going to call an audible here. 2nd and 10. Slaughter gets the snap. Throws. Caught. DePaula. No timeout called. I was kind of expecting them to take one there, but no timeout called. 3rd and 2. So DePaula will get another catch in this one. Short throw. Caught DePaula again. And he's quickly becoming the Minnesota best wide receiver out of the tight end spot. Best receiving tight end after, of course, TJ Hawkinson, if we're talking about Munt, DePaula, and Ellefson. So, but that's not what we're here for. Minnesota looking to tie this game up or go for the win with a 2-point conversion. Here we go. Kyle Slaughter, empty set, gets the snap. Throws right, caught. Wong Woo out of the slot position. They will go no huddle. Minnesota going with very similar play. Throws. Ooh, almost intercepted. And it says here Telmo was pissed. Kevin O'Connell doesn't like the choice. And here we go. 3rd and 4. Obvious 4-down territory. You got to go for it if you don't get it here. 3rd and 4. Throws right, and he will get it. Minnesota takes the timeout. So Ty Chandler providing on 3rd downs for Minnesota. His 4th catch for 7 yards, but they've all been big. And another 1st down for Minnesota. They stay alive here. Slaughter from the gun gets the snap. Gonna take it himself. Kyle Slaughter, touchdown, Vikings late. Kyle Slaughter. Now he will drink the tea and take a bow. Oh my heavens. 2nd running touchdown of the day. Sneakily speed coming through for Kyle Slaughter. Oh my heavens. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing here. So now do you tie it up or do you go for the win? Minnesota keeping the offense out there. They're going to go for the win. 2-point conversion deployed. Kyle Slaughter in the gun. Looking for an option. Talking to the offensive line. Gets the snap. Throws it up. Incomplete. There's a injury timeout. Kyle Pico. He had a man, just overthrew him. And that might be your final score. Greg Joseph to try for an onside kick. Give him the ball back. There's the kick. It goes right to a Raider. So there you have it. Touchdown return. Actually, yeah, this would just about do it. Yeah, they could. Yep, never mind. They could take the delay of game. So that will be the end for this one. Randy Replay forgot about the ability to take a penalty here at the end of the game. So they will kick a field goal to go up 62-58. Unless you block it. And you get a touchdown, which will not be the case. So Minnesota will get the ball back. Randy Replay's not drunk. They will get the ball back with about 10 seconds left. If it's in the end zone, let it go. And that is exactly what Kalen Barnes will do. Lets it bounce. So 16 seconds. No timeouts. Minnesota needs a miracle. And their Raiders are playing deep here. Gets the snap. Just going to throw it away. It is what it is. So 2nd and 10. Here we go. 9 seconds left. He's got a man. No, almost intercepted. Intended for Ellefson. Maybe could have gotten out of bounds there. Maybe. And here we go. This will just about do it. 4 seconds left. Last play of the game. The bell tolls for the Vikings. Very fitting. And we'll see what Kyle Sloter wants to do. Gets it back. Sloter sack fumble. Minnesota will recover, but that will be the end of the game. A very Minnesota way to end the game. And Las Vegas will take the number 1 preseason game, 62-58. There's Stidham and Sloter. So a good game, 4-point loss. I mean, Minnesota, you take your points, you play for overtime. Either way, it is preseason. This will fade into nothingness. It seems the broadcast is a little bit more stable now, so that's good. We were having some difficulties there in the fourth quarter, but Minnesota will fall, and Kevin O'Connell will lose his first preseason game to the tune of 62-58. Get into these player stats like we like to do here. Kyle Sloter, he was 26 of 40. That is 65% completion percentage. For those of you that didn't know how to do math or simply didn't look over here. 214 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Kirk Cousins ended the game with the highest QB rating of 122.5. 13 of 15, 121. 1 touchdown, no picks. I think Kirk Cousins at one point had 7 completions straight. Very, very good game for Kirk. And then, of course, Nick Mullins, 13 for 22, 80 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. 4 rushing. Ty Chandler took over this game, 20 carries, 112. 1 broken tackle. Dalvin Cook, 8 for 21. Kene Nwangwu, 7 for 20. 1 touchdown. And Kyle Sloter, 6'5", 218 out of Northern Colorado, using his feet or his legs, however you want to look at it. 3 carries, 31 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground today. In the receiving game, it was Jalen Naylor, 9 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. KJ Osborne, 7 for 63. Johnny Munt, 6 for 25. Ben Ellefson, 5 for 52. And Andrew DePaulo, 5 for 48. Ty Chandler, 4 for 7. Dalvin Cook, 4 for 19. Wow, there's a lot of wide receivers here today. 3 for 18 for TJ, 2 for 15 for Hawkinson, 2 for 30 for JJ, and a touchdown. Adam Thielen and 2 for 9. Jerry Jeudy, 2 for 45. And then CJ Ham, 1 for 1 on that play action touchdown. How many different wide receivers today caught the ball? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different wide receivers between the 3 quarterbacks. Nobody, and I mean nobody, cares about blocking. Going to go to defense to look at total tackles, and it's Harrison Smith with 8. Wow, Louis Villain coming across with 7 out of that 3rd string left linebacker spot. Theo Jackson with 7, Josh Metellus and Eric Hendricks, and Carlton Davis with 5. Cam Danzer with 4. Caleb Evans, Kenny Wilkes, Chris Boyd. Sorry, I almost said KJ Boyd. What the heck? And Lewis Seen each with 3. Patrick Jones, Cam Bynum, Dalvin Tomlinson, Patrick Peterson, Kalen Barnes, Asezi Otomawo, and Daniil Hunter each with 2. Tackles for loss, we had a bunch by James Lynch, Asezi Otomawo, Louis Villain. I hope I'm saying that right. Kenny Wilkes and Zadarius, as well as Carlton Davis. Sacks, we got back there twice today. James Lynch and Kenny Wilkes each got 1. We got 2 picks by Duke Shelley and Andrew Booth Jr. Duke Shelley returned it 98 yards for a housed pick 6 and put us in a position to tie the game. Minnesota just gambling there in Las Vegas and coming up short. Pass deflections, we had 2. Actually, we had a lot. Duke Shelley, Ty Chandler, Andrew Booth Jr., and Cam Bynum, as well as Harrison Smith. Forced fumbles, we had 1 by Patrick Jones, recovered by Danzler, and Duke Shelley getting the lone touchdown, pick 6 for the Minnesota Vikings. No block kicks, no safeties for the Vikings today, although Andrew Booth Jr. almost had a block there towards the end of the game. Kicking, Greg Joseph, he was 1 for 1, 7 for 7 on extra points. Punting, Ryan Wright had a day, 5 punts, 223, netting 161. One of them inside the 20. Kick returns, Kenny Wongwu, 1 for 30. Kalen Barnes, 5 for 126. Longest of 29. And then Jalen Naylor, 2 for 46. Longest of 23. 4 punt returns for the Minnesota Vikings. 3 goes by way of Wongwu, 3 for 15. Longest of 7. And Kalen Barnes, a lot of people speculating he will be the day 1 starter. 4 punt returns. You got to see him more than once, though. He only had 1 for 2 yards. Got the whole second half for punt returns. So once again, your Minnesota Vikings gamble on the 2-point conversion. They come up short here in Las Vegas. And they fall to the Raiders. Preseason week 1. It will fade into nothingness in the grand scheme of things, but we did see some good things from Nick Mullins. We saw some good things from Kyle Sloter, 214, 2 rushing touchdowns from him. And then, of course, Kirk Cousins with the, I want to say it's 7 or 8 consecutive completions to cap off his day. So we'll see what Kevin O'Connell wants to do next week as we take on the 49ers. It'll be the first user game in this franchise. And we will see you all then. Once again, your Minnesota Vikings fall to the Raiders to the tune 62-58. The proceeding was a presentation of the NFL on the SSN. Any rebroadcast, redistribution, or reusage of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of the NFL, the SSN, or any of its subsidiaries. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you in just a minute. And hello and welcome back to the main screen. We do have an injury to report. Take a look at that now. And it is Blake Brandel, or Brandel, however you want to look at it, sidelined for 3 weeks with a dislocated elbow. So Minnesota in that left tackle spot will be a little bit thinner next week going into San Francisco. So coming out of this game, one thing that we learned as we take a look at the roster, Minnesota needs to sign another 1 or 2 wide receivers. Because after you get the 4th out of the way, you get the starters, you know, your slot, your wide left, your wide right. And then KJ Osborne kind of thrown in there as the 4th spot here. Once those guys leave after the first couple drives, we only had Jalen Naylor. And then once TJ left, it's Johnny Munt, Ben Ellefson, and Andrew DePaula. Now, they played very, very good as wide receivers, but my goodness, it's not good. So Minnesota, if I were the Vikings, I'd sign at least 1 or 2 more wide receivers, just anybody to get here in, so that you have wide receivers going into the 3rd and 4th quarter, because there were a couple drops on key downs, and just having that depth would be a good thing. So that is just going to about do it. We do have the first user game of the franchise next week, preseason week number 2 against the San Francisco 49ers. As always, we will cover everything in that game, and then we inch ever closer to week 1 of the regular season at home against the Green Bay Packers. Border battle number 1 for this franchise. We are excited. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you in the next one.